Well, hello, lovely people. I am here to talk about my Texas Longhorns. Hook 'em. But first and foremost, are you all okay? Are you all okay? Like, Texas is going to spend money. And because they have money, we're going to get recruits. And because we're going to get recruits, some of you are so triggered. How dare Texas come into the SEC and spend money and get recruits? Are you all okay? It is such a great position, though, to be in, if I'm being honest, that people absolutely hate Texas. It is so nice to be that relevant again, where people actually hate us. Top tier teams are actually pissed off at Texas, at my Texas Longhorns, for spending money. People are actually pissed off at this Texas Longhorn football team for going out and spending money and getting recruits. I would say sorry, but I'm not sorry. I just want to make sure that you all are okay. So this is me checking in, making sure that you're okay. Even if you're triggered, I want to make sure that you're okay. Even if you're not a Texas fan, I still want to make sure that you're okay. And even if you're cheering for Texas to fail, that's fine. Keep watching, keep bringing in those views. And also, I want to make sure that you're okay. However, having said all of that, let me get into some elements I think this Texas team has to do in order to win the national championship. Because the truth is, this Texas team, in my opinion, is the best college football team on paper. I think we have all the tools that are necessary on paper to win a natty this year. Will Texas win a national championship this year? I don't know. The game still has to play, injuries, all of those things. But on paper, if you look at this team and if you line up this team with honestly any other team in the country, Texas has everything we need to win a natty this year. However, there's still a couple of things that we need to fix and that we need to iron out for me to 100% feel confident about this Texas team winning a natty, or even just making it to the playoffs, or even just making it to the SEC championship game. So let me talk about those three things that will keep us from being successful this year. The first thing, honestly, should come as no surprise to anybody, is going to be CJ Baxter and that running backs room. This running back room this season for the University of Texas has to be good, not just solid. We have to be good. There were a lot of times last year where we got into games and our running back room, you could tell we were missing something. I think with the addition of CJ Baxter, I think that will help us, because this running back room needs CJ Baxter. And I know a lot of people have forgotten who CJ Baxter is. That's your problem. That's not a me problem. This Texas football running back room needs CJ Baxter to come back and be good and be dynamic this year for this Texas team to be successful. And also, Coach Sarkisian, for his offense, needs this running back room to be better than it was last year. Were we good last year? We were good last year. This year, I need the running back room to be solid and I need them to be very consistent, because not only will that help this Texas offense, that's going to also help Arch Manning, and that will help Coach Sark with the play calling. And I need that to happen. If you haven't already, make sure that you hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel, and don't forget to turn on those notification bells so you don't miss any new videos when they release. And if you feel like it, leave me a comment in the comment section below, because we all know by now I love engaging in the comment section below. The second thing that has to happen for this Texas team to be successful is this offensive line has to have it figured out. Now, here is where the offensive line conversation gets interesting for me. A lot of people will say Texas lost 4 starters on their offensive line and they're rebuilding their offensive line, and so they're going to struggle, it's going to be shaky. That is not wrong. That statement alone isn't necessarily wrong. But I like to talk about the nuances of football. And the nuances of football is that every single person on this Texas offensive line has been with us for a while. And a lot of those guys were able to play a lot of snaps last year, considering they were backups, because of injuries and because of our schedule and because of a lot of the teams that we dominated. So do we have 4 new starters on offensive line? Absolutely. From what I have seen from those starters in playing games and playing in the playoffs and playing against Texas A&M and playing in the regular season, do I feel confident about this offensive line? Yes. However, this offensive line, in my opinion, still has to stand up, collaborate, and be good together. Because we all know if this offensive line doesn't do what they need to do, it's going to be really hard for anybody to do what they need to do. And listen, we're going to get a test early in the season going to Ohio State, and I am super excited to see how that Ohio State game goes. And if it goes south, I'm going to be super excited to see this offensive line get back to work when they go on the road and play Florida. My goal for this Texas team is to keep getting better and to keep improving. I don't want us us to go backwards. There was a time last year in the 2024 season where I started making videos and I started to see this offensive line regress. I don't want to see this offensive line regress. I need them to get better week after week after week. So the second thing that I'm calling out here is going to be this offensive line, because without them, we cannot be successful. We all know by now how football works, and you need an offensive line to make this work. I have faith. I believe in those guys. I love our offensive line coach. We have the bodies, we have the skills, we have everything. Everybody's triggered because we're paying money, so we clearly pay the money, right? So there's no reason for this offensive line to not be good this year. But hey, I'll have to see it to believe it, but that is my thing number 2. My third and final thing for this Texas Longhorn football team, in order for us to be good this season, is going to be the red zone offense. Our red zone offense has been, I don't want to say atrocious, it just hasn't been great. We have struggled in the red zone. A lot of reasons, though, that we have struggled in the red zone is for everything I mentioned before. I think having a better run game is going to help us get better in the red zone, and I think that offensive line actually getting a push is going to help us in the red zone. I will be honest and say the third thing that's going to make us better in the red zone is also Coach Sark not getting tight, not being cute, not doing things that don't make any sense. Just sometimes you have to line it up and just run the ball down their throats 3 times. If it fails, it fails. But we get so cute in the red zone, and we have to fix this red zone offense. Do I think Arch Manning will help us with this red zone offense? Well, yes, because that gives us more dynamics and people don't really know what we're going to do. However, overall, the running backs have to do their job. The offensive line has to do their job. And for the love of whoever you pray to or whatever you pray to, Coach Sark has to be better in the red zone. His play calling from 20 to 20 is great. Once he gets in that red zone, he gets tight and it starts to make me nervous. And so I need Coach Sark to work on this red zone offense, and I need this red zone offense to be better for my Texas Longhorns in 2025. The thing that I think is going to help us and hold us for this 2025 season is going to be our defense. I believe this Texas football team is ranked so high mainly because of Arch and mainly because we're good, but also because our defense was solid last year. I need this defense to be the glue that keeps us together. I need for our defense to be the defense where we say, hey, that didn't work out on our offense, but that's okay because our defense is marching back out on the field. Last year, we had a great defense. I know this might sound crazy to a lot of people, but I expect this 2025 defense to be better than the 2024 defense, mainly because of the pass rush and mainly because of the experience. And so this defense has to be the foundation for this team. I know a lot of people will be shocked that I'm not sitting here talking about Arch Manning and ranting and raving about Arch Manning, because I believe that this Texas football team is where it is because of this defense. And I believe defense wins championships. Does that mean that Arch Manning can suck? No. But that means that this defense has to be the foundation of this team. And this defense needs to be able to carry this offense and needs to be able to kind of drag them through. Now, do I expect some great things to happen on offense? Yes. If this changes and our identity changes throughout the season and Arch Manning becomes great and all those things, hey, I'll take it. But as of the making of this video in July, I need this defense to carry this Texas football team. I am hanging my Texas football fandom on this defense because I believe they are going to be the difference makers. I believe that they are the group that no one is talking about. And the crazy thing about this Texas defense, and I say this all the time, when you are looking at college football teams, most people can name the running backs, the receivers, and the quarterback most times, maybe a left tackle depending on what kind of fans you are. For this Texas football team, if you were to ask random people, random college football fans, hey, can you name 3 people just like on Texas's defense? Like just name 3 people. Most people will be able to name at least 2 people, if not 3 people on this Texas defense. That should tell you everything you need to know, because if you ask that same question to anybody else, to any other fan base, hey, name some people, name 3 people from this team, name 3 people from this defense, it's going to be hard. And that is because people know who these defensive players are because they showed up last year. So I expect this year to be no different. And I expect this defense to carry this Texas Longhorns football team. And that is what I think is going to be the key to success that no one is thinking about, is going to be this defense. Now, I just need them to show up and do the thing. Sometimes you can have the best team on paper, you can have the best this, the best that, and the best this, and the game comes down to a few plays, a few decisions, a few play calls, and things like that. I started this offseason by saying Texas needed to focus on the details in the offseason. This season, we are going to see if they focus on the details. We're going to see what these top recruiting classes have given us, and we're going to see what this Texas football team looks like when they roll out on the field. We all know they have everybody triggered. We all know they start off the season with Ohio State. We all know everyone's going to be tuned in and watching, and I can't wait to see my Texas Longhorns out there on that field. Will they win the Natty? I don't really know, but I know one thing. I'll be watching, just like you will be watching, to find out, to see how they do this season. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, and I'll see you in my next video. Oh, don't forget, hook 'em.